and welcome to the Beginner.English.Podcast. My name is Emma.
And I'm Oliver. It's great to be with you today. In this episode, we are going to talk about something many people feel, but maybe don't know how to describe in English. We're talking about social anxiety.
That's right. It's that nervous feeling you get when you have to talk to other people. If you have ever felt this way, please know you are not alone. It is completely normal.
Absolutely. So today, we will talk about what social anxiety is, why it happens, and most importantly, some simple ways to feel better. We want this to be a positive and helpful conversation.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is social anxiety? Well, almost everyone feels shy or uncomfortable sometimes, maybe at a big party or when giving a presentation.
Right. But for some people, this feeling is very strong and happens very often. It can make normal, daily activities feel difficult or stressful. This is what we call social anxiety.
Exactly. It's a strong fear or nervousness in social situations. A person might feel very worried about talking to others, meeting new people, or speaking in public.
That is right. And it can even be about simple things like asking a question in a shop or ordering food in a restaurant. People with social anxiety often feel like others are watching them or judging them.
Yes, even when it's not true. Let's use an example. Imagine you are in a class and the teacher asks a question. You know the answer, but your heart starts beating very fast.
And your mind goes blank.
Right. You start thinking, what if I say something wrong? Or what if people think I am stupid? So you decide to stay silent even if you really want to speak.
That's a very clear example. Or how about meeting new people? You go to a party, someone says, "Hi, how are you?" And instead of feeling relaxed, you feel very tense. Your hands might sweat, and you just don't know what to say.
I know, right? And later you might think about it again and again, worrying you did something wrong. It shows how even small, everyday situations can feel very stressful for someone with social anxiety. Things like making a phone call or talking to a cashier.
So that brings us to the next question. Why does social anxiety happen? Is there one reason?
That's a great question, Oliver. And the answer is no. There is no single reason. It's usually a mix of different things. For some people, it starts after a bad experience.
Like being laughed at or criticized?
Exactly. The brain remembers those moments and tries to protect the person by creating fear in similar situations in the future.
That makes sense. And personality can be a factor too, right? Some people are just naturally more shy or sensitive.
Yes, and that is completely okay. It doesn't mean something is wrong with them. It just means they feel emotions more deeply. Another big reason is the way we think.
You mean negative thoughts?
Exactly. Thoughts like, everyone is judging me, or I must not make any mistakes. These thoughts can make anxiety much stronger.
And I think modern life can play a part too. On social media, we often see perfect images of other people's lives. It's easy to compare yourself and feel like you are not good enough.
That's a very important point. We have to remember that social media is not real life. It only shows the best parts. And all of this stress also affects the body.
How so?
Well, when a person feels anxious, the body reacts automatically. The heart beats faster, breathing becomes quick and shallow, hands might shake. Your stomach might feel uncomfortable. The body thinks there is danger, even when there is no real danger.
Okay, so we've talked about what social anxiety is and why it happens. Now for the most important part, the good news.
Yes, the good news is that social anxiety can improve. Many people learn to manage it and feel more confident. And one of the most important steps is to start small.
Start small. I like that. So you don't need to change everything at once.
Not at all. You can begin with very simple actions. For example, just saying hello to someone or asking a short question in a shop. These small steps help your brain learn that social situations are actually safe.
That sounds like a great strategy. There's another helpful method called gradual exposure. What does that mean, Emma?
Gradual exposure means you slowly face situations that feel uncomfortable instead of avoiding them. For example, maybe first, you just smile at people. Then the next week, you say hello. After that, maybe you ask a simple question.
So you build up slowly. And over time, your confidence grows naturally. That's fantastic. It's also very important to challenge those negative thoughts we talked about earlier.
Yes, Oliver. When you think, everyone is judging me, you can stop and ask yourself, is this really true? Most of the time, people are busy thinking about themselves, not judging us.
That is so true. Here's another tip. Breathing. When you start to feel anxious, just try to breathe slowly and deeply. Breathe in for a few seconds, hold your breath, and then breathe out slowly. It really helps calm your body and mind.
Breathing is so powerful. And what about practice? If speaking is difficult, you can practice by yourself.
That's a great idea. You could speak in front of a mirror or maybe record your own voice. Just repeating simple sentences every day can help build confidence step by step.
I love that. Another important thing is to stop trying to be perfect. Communication is not about perfection, it's about connection. Even native English speakers make mistakes. The goal is to be clear, not perfect.
Right, connection is the goal. A wonderful way to do this is to focus less on yourself and more on the other person. Instead of thinking, how do I sound or how do I look? Try to really listen to the other person and be curious about them.
That's a fantastic tip. It takes the pressure off yourself. And of course, healthy habits are important too. Good sleep, regular exercise, and balanced food can all help reduce anxiety. Taking care of your body helps your emotions.
Definitely. And finally, don't be afraid to talk to someone. Sharing your feelings with a friend, family member, or a professional can make you feel supported. You do not need to do this alone.
Yes, and for people who feel their anxiety is very strong, professional help like therapy can make a very big difference.
So, as we finish up, let's remember the most important thing. Social anxiety does not define you. It is just a pattern of thoughts and feelings.
And patterns can change. With patience, practice, and small steps, you can become more confident. Remember that even small progress is meaningful. Saying one sentence or asking one question is a success.
Absolutely. Over time, these small steps build a stronger and more confident you. Social situations become easier, not because the fear disappears completely, but because you learn how to manage it.
Well said, Oliver. Every person has their own journey. The key is to be kind to yourself, go step by step, and remember that improvement is always possible.
I remember my first days at a new job. I felt really nervous and didn't talk much because I was afraid of making mistakes. In meetings, I stayed quiet even when I had ideas, and I kept overthinking everything after work. Then I started with small steps like saying good morning and speaking just one sentence in meetings. After a week or two, I was having small talks with colleagues. I did it intentionally. After a couple of months, I knew everyone and felt very comfortable. What was once fear became my main motivation.
That's an amazing story. Thanks for sharing it. Many people will see themselves in your experience.
Thank you, Emma. That's all the time we have for today. We hope this conversation was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening to the Beginner English Podcast.
We wish you all the best on your English learning journey. Until next time, goodbye.